Besides being the first African country to have the first female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Liberia is also the first African country to have a former soccer star as its president. George Weah, the current president of Liberia, is a former soccer star who won football's top prize, and that's the Ballon d'Or, in 1995 with AC Milan. Liberia is the only African country that is greatly influenced by American culture, and this is even very evident on its national flag. In this video, we discover and explore Liberia, a West African nation. We'll be looking at its history, culture, the people, and the economy. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone so that they get to learn more about the African continent. Liberian history dates back to the 19th century, to be exact, starting from 1816. This all started as slave trade abolition started taking shape in the world. As some of the slaves were freed and had to return back to the African continent, the US government instituted a committee that had to come to the African continent to find a suitable location or country for these slaves to be resettled. The committee did its work and they found Liberia as the perfect fit for these slaves. The committee was able to sign agreements with chiefs in Liberia for these slaves to be resettled in Liberia. This was all spearheaded by Jehudi Ashman, a white man who also helped in governance in Liberia until 1828. By the time he left Liberia to go back to the US in 1828, Liberia already had a very working government. Joseph Jenkins Roberts, a former slave, was the country's first black governor, and he became governor in 1841. Roberts declared Liberia an independent nation in 1847, though the US only acknowledged this in 1862. Liberia is an African country that comprises of both the traditional and Western culture. The Western culture is very evident in urban areas, for example the capital Monrovia, and the traditional culture is very evident in the rural areas. Both these blends of culture can be seen in the dances, the food, and also other ways of life in Liberia. The Liberian government is doing a lot to promote culture through agencies like the National Museum in Monrovia, the National Cultural Center in Kendeja, the Tubman Center for African Culture in Robertsport, and many other avenues through which culture can be promoted in Liberia. Liberia has a population of close to 5 million people, and this population comprises of 3 groups of people. These include the indigenous people, who are by the way the majority in the country. These are believed to have migrated from West Sudan to the country during the Middle Ages. The country also has black migrants from the US and also the West Indies. These are also referred to as the Americo-Liberians, and these are believed to have moved to the country between 1820 and 1865. The other immigrants into the country came from the neighboring countries, and these include countries like Senegal, Togo, Sierra Leone, and other countries around Liberia. The indigenous Liberians are further divided into 3 linguistic groups that all speak the Niger-Congo Basin language. These 3 linguistic groups include the Mande that are settled in the northwest and also the central part of Liberia, the Kwa people that is mainly settled around the capital Monrovia, and also the Mel, which are believed to be the oldest inhabitants of Liberia. There are over 20 languages spoken in Liberia, and English is the official language. Other main languages spoken in the country include the Kpele, Bassa, Grebo, Kru, Dan, Loma, and many other languages that are spoken in the country. 80% of the country's citizens are Christians, and the other percentage is shared among the Muslims and other religions like the traditional religions. The Liberian economy hugely depends on exports to other countries. There are many foreign investors that have heavily engaged in large-scale production of products like rubber, then timber, mining, and other types of goods. For the country's citizens, they primarily depend on agriculture. Many of these are engaged into the subsistence type of farming, and this is basically categorized into 2 parts. Some of these people engage in cultivation of crops like cassava and rice, and for the other group of people, it engages in rearing of animals like goats, sheep, chickens, and many other types of animals. Well, that's a bit about Liberia. Hope you learned a thing or 2 about this beautiful West African country. In case you did, please do leave a comment on where you're watching this video from, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone so that they get to learn more about the African continent. Thank you so much for watching this video. Watch more here to learn about the African continent.